Bungie just gave us double nightfall loot drops. So granted that we do have double nightfall loot drops, I've been trying to stack up as many ascendant shards as possible, aka golf balls. Now doing nightfalls, I needed a strong enough build on my hunter so I'm able to clear those nightfalls with ease. Granted, I am a Titan maid, my hunter is the weakest character I do currently have on my Bungie account. So I need different builds and stronger builds to actually complete those Grandmaster Nightfalls on my hunter. This build is going to give us exactly what I've been looking for. We're going to be using one exotic. Yes, one exotic. We're not even going to be using any kind of exotic armor. The exotic that we will be standing behind will be the Vergless Curve. The Vergless Curve is going to be the best stasis primary weapon you should be using when using any kind of stasis build. And since we are going to be on a stasis hunter, this build will give us exactly what I've been needing to clear those Grandmaster GMs with ease. We're going to get anywhere from a 400 to a 500% grenade increase. And when I show you guys how to set this build up right by just using your Stasis subclass, modules just add an extra kick to your ability regen, but with the Vergless Curve and the Stasis subclass, you're able to regen the grenades very frequently, and you're going to see me pop 3 supers within a 5-minute span. This build is going to be everything we've been looking for, and we're going to combine that with the Stasis Revenant Hunter, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to set this build up right. So for the Vergless Curve, we do have an exotic perk called Hail Barrage. Hail Barrage means that any final blows with this weapon will grant us stasis arrows, and your next hit fire shot will fire all of them in a single volley. That also gives us access to the second perk, Hail Storm. Hailstorm means that any stasis arrow freezes targets on contact and creates stasis crystals when affecting the environment. So if you shoot this arrow at the ground after gaining final blows with your Vergless Curve, you will create a stasis crystal. And once you do create that stasis crystal, and since we are on a stasis subclass, that means we're able to actually stun unstoppable champions and overload champions just by using our stasis subclass. That makes us very vital to the team, so we're able to take out 2 champions just by using 1 exotic and using our stasis subclass, so our team can actually free up and use whatever weapons they want to use to actually clear the GM as fast as possible. Now, we're going to be combining the Vergless Glass with Stasis of Shards. Stasis of Shards is going to actually increase our grenade recharge rate anytime we shatter a stasis crystal. So that means anytime we do get kills with our Vergless Glass, and then we do use the perk Hailstorm and Hail Barrage, and we shoot our stasis arrows at the ground, we're going to create a stasis crystal. If we destroy that stasis crystal, it's going to boost our grenade recharge rate. That's going to increase our grenade recharge rate, and that's going to take our cooldown from 45 seconds anywhere to 10 seconds. That's how you're able to see me consistently spam my grenade and throw it over and over and over again, and that's because we're going to be using Whisper of Shards. The other fragment we're going to combine this with is Whisper of Fissures, so we're going to actually increase the burst of our stasis crystal. You're going to see me prominently use this while in this 1830 lost sector. That's because I'm able to actually get close to my enemies and kill them and shoot those stasis shards on the ground. The stasis shards actually do have a little bit of damage drop off. As you see, if you're trying to shoot enemies at long range with those stasis shards, they're not going to fly in an exact straight path. They're actually going to dip down. So hitting enemies at a farther distance in Grandmaster GMs, it's not likely. So you should be using this to actually stun those overload champions in the new Grandmaster this week, or enemies that are very closer to you. Enemies that are very far away, this will not work with. The next thing we do have is Whisper of Endurance. We're able to slow those enemies for a longer duration. This is very key when we're doing any kind of Grandmaster activity, especially the Grandmaster this week, the Glasswood. In the Glasswood, you have 2 overload champions coming at you, and you do have Hydras and other enemies you should be funneling through the middle tunnel. With Whisper of Endurance, we're able to slow and freeze these enemies for as long as possible. Everything just becomes easier once you have a Stasis subclass on your team and you're able to freeze enemies, and you can pick and choose when you want to defeat those enemies. The next thing we do have is Whisper of Bonds. This is how I'm able to actually refund my super and pop my super 3 times within a 5-minute setting. Because we're using Whisper of Bonds and we're defeating frozen targets, when defeating frozen targets, we're going to be granted super energy. We are going to take a hit to our discipline and our intellect, but don't really worry about that too much, because with Whisper of Bonds, we're able to regen our super very quickly if you're freezing, slowing targets, and then defeating those frozen targets. The last thing we do have is Whisper of Rending. Whisper of Rending is going to increase our primary weapon damage to stasis frozen targets. This means we're going to get a nice 30% damage increase just to any frozen targets. This is how you're seeing me able to just shred any kind of overload or unstoppable champion that I have frozen before, and I'm just using the exotic primary. Whisper of Rending is how I'm able to just deal massive amounts of damage, and we're able to actually sustain damage on any target we see, and we're just pumping out loads of damage. The next thing we're going to dive into is going to be our Stasis aspect. We have two Stasis aspects. We have Touch of Winter and Grim Harvest. Touch of Winter is going to enhance our Dustful Grenade. It's going to increase the size and it's going to spawn a small crystal. So if you destroy that crystal, that will also proc Whisper of Shards. That's how we're just continually able to refund our grenade and continually have that improved ability regen on the left side of your screen, and we're boosting our Dustfield Grenade recharge rate anytime we pop that Stasis crystal. The next thing we do have is Grim Harvest. Grim Harvest is going to give us 3 fragment slots, and this means that defeating any slowed or frozen target will create Stasis shards. Bungie will update this next season, but Stasis shards currently do not do anything in the game for us if you're taking it in terms of using it in the new updated mod 3.0 system. But Stasis shards are just going to give us melee energy back to us and our allies when we pick it up. The main reason why we're running Grim Harvest is just to get 3 fragment slots. So we just ran over everything we need for this Stasis subclass. I highly recommend that if you're running anything Stasis, you should pick up the Vergus Curve and learn how to use it and master it. It actually really helps out when using this bow going into higher level content, and with this bow you don't even need to run any kind of new mods in the new armor mod system that recently got changed with this new season. This is by far one of the easiest ways I have found to create Stasis crystals and keep a nice Stasis build and keep it relevant while using, the new subclasses. Now, everything for this build works really well without even combining any mods to go with it. So just to give you a general overview of the mods you can even combine this with, you can just run Firepower and spawn Orbs of Power and just help get a nice 10% increase to your grenade. Just get a nice 10% grenade energy refunded as soon as you throw a grenade. But that's pretty much it for the build, guys. You want to be building into 100 resilience and 100 discipline, and I'm going to have a preview on the screen of all the fragments I did use and a dim link in the bio as well. If you guys like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.